My brothers and my sisters, we've begun November, and remember, it's a month of remembrance. The books of the dead are out at both St. Augustine and St. Elizabeth Seton. Please inscribe the names of your loved ones there so they are remembered and held in prayer during this month. 31st Sunday in ordinary time, and the scribe puts the question to Jesus after Jesus has been debating and demonstrated his skill and knowledge of the law. And the scribe asks the question that everybody wants to ask, and that is, what is the first of all the commandments? And in a nutshell, Jesus responds, it's love of God and love of neighbor. And the two are intertwined, or we might even say, two sides of the same coin. The question we need to ask, my brothers and my sisters, and it's timely, is just who is the neighbor? Who's your neighbor? According to the book of Leviticus in chapter 19, as it was strictly understood in the law was very exclusive. Your neighbor is a member of your tribe, your ethnicity, and it didn't extend beyond that. There were other forms of relations, but who is neighbor? Neighbor is very strictly defined. It's very exclusive. As we come to understand with Jesus, Jesus invites us to go beyond the boundaries that we establish. In other words, we understand that just by the fact that God formed and fashioned us. God went beyond himself, outside of himself, to form relationship with someone other than himself. And he didn't need to, but he demonstrated what the depth of love is. And perhaps, my brothers and my sisters, what Jesus does in inviting us to consider who is our neighbor is that we need to step beyond how we define, and we need to step beyond strict borders. And so for us, perhaps we need to look at things such as the freedom to exercise religion and the freedom to worship, having right relationships with our Jewish brothers and sisters, our Muslim brothers and sisters, and those of goodwill. Perhaps we need to consider really speaking out strongly about xenophobia and about the right to migrate within certain confines of what migration is. But xenophobia has no place in our faith, and it has no place in our country. We need to step beyond how we want to define who neighbor is, and it is not something exclusive for us, but it is open-ended. It's an invitation to go to the other, to embrace the other, to value what is other. My brothers and my sisters, as we consider how it is we exercise our faith, perhaps one of the great measures of how we love God is how we love neighbor who is other. Have a good week. Don't forget to vote on Tuesday if you've not already.